What's going on, gang? What is going on? We are back on this lovely Monday morning, about to be in a minute Monday afternoon, to kind of chop up uh, reactions from yesterday's win against the Houston Texans. Um, I see, I see a lot of our fan base ready to literally jump off the porch about this win. And I get it. You know, you win off a two-game losing skid. You're at home. The quarterback finally performs well, and you know, uh, there are a lot of "I told you so" fans out there um, that are ready to jump off the porch. And this is why I always say, as a Falcons fan, one, you have to keep a level head. Um, what's going on, John? You have to keep a level head, man. Are there worse teams in the league? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. The Denver Broncos are an absolute dumpster fire right now. They're terrible. And they have a franchise quarterback that they found out that they spent $200 million on a car that needs everything, including an engine. Um, so while I appreciate the win, I'm a Falcons fan. A win is a win. The reaction to the win, it's almost like you think we won a playoff game. So that's why I said yesterday, I temper expectations, because just as good as we looked, we can look just as bad next week. We haven't really seen consistency. So what I usually do, let me tell y'all how I do my Sundays, right? Whether we win or lose. I go back and watch the game again. Just to see if there's anything that I missed. Um, also I listen to all the post game from both teams. The Texans, as okay, let me say this. You would think from some fans we literally beat the brakes off this team. We didn't. For 3 quarters, outside of a drive, for 3 quarters, that offense looked mediocre as a whole. There were catches here, there were catches there, but there was penalties that brought us back. We had receivers dropping passes. Dez missed a couple. There was one play on the backside where he got the ball to Kyle Pitts. I've seen this before. He got the ball to Kyle Pitts. Had he waited for a split second, I think he would have had Drake London in the end zone for a touchdown. But that's neither here nor there. So, on top of me listening to our post game and listening to the Texans post game, D'Amico Ryans felt like that was a winnable game. As good as we played, D'Amico Ryans was like, that was a very winnable game, which he was absolutely telling the truth. You have 2 turnovers that you only get 3 points off of. You go down, score a touchdown that puts you up by 1. And your defense literally just allows us to walk down the field, basically. Right? So, to me, this is why I'm not jumping off the porch. What's up, Gavin? Gavin says, we ain't used to King Richie, what's up, fam? This is why I'm tempered about Desmond Ridder, because one, it took a game-winning drive and a walk-off field goal for us to win at home against a Houston Texans team who's fool's gold. Trust my word when I say this. They will not make the playoffs this year. Before the schedule even came out, I had this as a W. That didn't change when CJ Stroud got when he got drafted or when he was named a starter. That's a dub. Fam, do you realize that at the Dome, fans were actually booing the Falcons? But this is what I mean by combat high. That's what I call it. You know, when we win a game like this, people jump on and just immediately go absolutely nuts. It's not like we beat them like San Francisco beat the brakes off of Dallas. I mean, when you have a convincing win like that, hey man, listen, this team about that action, boss. You got some people jumping off the porch. That's my QB1. I told y'all. Fam, he's had 9 starts. 9. This is the first start where you can say, yeah, he had a good game. I'm going to call it a good game. Yesterday, I said it was good to great. After watching it again, I'm going to say it's good because I can't call it great. Great is what Brock Purdy put up yesterday against a defense that was getting after teams. Had a good game. 1 out of 9. Well, man, you can't say too much. You can't say too much about that, man. It's his 9th start. CJ Stroud is coming off of 2 good games. He just got here. Well, you can't say that because CJ Stroud, man, he was picked 2nd overall, and then Desmond was. People will always move the goalposts. They will always move the goalposts when it suits their narrative. Me, I'm like, I'm gonna hold off reservation because even though Houston lost, CJ Stroud looked decent yesterday. They put up 1 touchdown at the end, but you can credit Atlanta's defense. But it wasn't like CJ Stroud looked bad. You have some people talking about, well, they finally let Desmond Ridder throw the ball, man. Desmond Ridder's thrown the ball over 30 times the last 3 games. We've played 5. He's thrown the ball 30 times in 4 of these games. So he's thrown the ball. This isn't a situation where he finally got to throw the ball and this is a result. No. So let's go over some of this stuff. Desmond Ridder against the Lions actually threw the ball 1 more time than he did yesterday. Threw the ball 38 times for 201 yards. But when people are on a combat high and they're a fan of one player in particular, they miss all this stuff. You have people saying that Desmond Ridder won the game for us. He was the reason we won. And I'm like, damn, did y'all not see our defense? This thing could have got out of hand if our defense was trash. Because like I said, the offense really, outside of one drive, that was the second drive of the game. Outside of that, they did nothing special for 3 quarters. So the defense had to surrender only field goals for us to stay in the game. This is why I'm about the logo. Honestly, fam, I don't have a favorite player on this team. I'm about the logo as a whole. But the I told you so's and this is our quarterback. I'm like, this is shades of Matt Ryan and even Marcus Mariota last year. Y'all remember there were people out there caping for Mariota. Where Mariota at now? On the bench somewhere else. Why is it acceptable for players to come here and we go all out warfare for them here, only for them to go somewhere else and sit on a bench? Either these other teams have higher expectations of their players, or we glorify mediocrity. Same thing with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's last year, listen, I was in a war with Ryan Knights for about 3 or 4 years. And everything that I told them came in almost to the year, to the day, came to fruition. When Matt Ryan leaves here in 2 years, that man will be behind a desk. No, he ain't. He gonna win a chip for somebody else. Y'all gonna loathe the day that Matt Ryan goes to another team. What happens when Matt Ryan goes to another team? He plays so bad he gets benched not once but twice. Then got cut. Then no other team wanted him. Glorified Marcus Mariota. Some people did. Was ready to jump off the porch for Marcus Mariota when it was clear as day. This was not the guy, man. He's costing us games at this point. That's still my QB1, man. Y'all being too hard. They bench him for Ritter. The guy quits on the team, then goes and sits on the bench. Think he's in Philly now, where he's never going to play. So for me, this was a good win to get us back on track. But some of y'all just taking this too far, man. And you wonder why the heartbreak is so devastating. This kind of reminds me of Cowboys fans. I have to temper my expectations because now I'm being told, or now the fan base is being told, he's only had 8 starts. They didn't sell that to us in the offseason. They said, Dez is our guy. Now we have to live with this is he's still learning. Well, if that was the case, he should have been playing every single snap of preseason ball, bruh. That man played 1 series. One. So pump the brakes. I'm telling y'all this because there could be a possibility of regression against Washington. I've heard people talk about this. This our franchise QB now, based off of 1 single good game where the man threw for over 300 yards and 1 touchdown. Let me put this into perspective. This is why I downgraded it to a good game. After watching last night's game against San Francisco and Dallas, Dez threw 1 touchdown. Brock Purdy threw 3 touchdowns to 1 guy. This is a start. So now I don't expect regression, because if he's our franchise quarterback, we should dust Washington. This can't be no close game. We should dust Washington. If Desmond hit a corner and now he's our QB1, he's our franchise guy, right? We should beat the brakes off of Washington. Should be no regression. None. We should see back-to-back good games. Washington is a subpar team. To be honest, Houston is too. Being in dogfights with every team that we play, no matter where they are, that shit gotta stop. And I should have put rant. I should have put rant in this video. Because a lot of people aren't really going to tell it how it is. Dez has 9 starts, 1 good game. Okay, let's build off of that. There's no way in hell Desmond should look like he did playing against Detroit and playing against Jacksonville against the Commanders. No. Because if he regresses, now we're back to talking about should he be benched? And you don't talk about that when it's a franchise quarterback. Unless you're Mac Jones. But the only reason New England's even sticking with Mac Jones for however long they did, I forgot what hold on, let me Google this real quick before I say what I'm about to say. Okay, hold on, let me see real quick. I just got a message here. People want to try and message me when I'm cooking, man. Let's see. So Mac Jones was the 15th overall selection. So there's almost a level of commitment that New England has to give to Mac Jones, because when they drafted him, they were kind of in a rebuild. So it's okay to stick with the guy when you're in a rebuild, right? Also, let me say this. There were a couple of plays in yesterday's game. You just got to take the good with the bad with Arthur Smith. Now, on the 2-point conversion, when they finally decided to actually move Desmond Ridder out the pocket, I'm like, oh, that's kind of creative. But fam, pump your brakes. This was a good win to get us back on track. We need to start dominating. Our defense, honestly, has been dominating teams. If you see what Detroit's doing to teams now, look what they did to Kansas City. Now you can argue, what no Kelsey, but no Jones. But they still got that pit bull, that killer in Patrick Mahomes. Now Detroit is beating the brakes off of teams. We only gave up, 20? And arguably, had that offense been able to do anything, that's a winnable game. So I see, and maybe it's just me. I see this team being a lot greater than what it is. I think they're playing below expectation. With all these weapons, 21 points. And again, maybe this is the game they build off of. I don't want to see a close game against the Commanders, fam. I just don't want to see. I'm sorry. If we win by 3, I'm going to come back and say a win is a win. But, man, there's some problems here. You can't play every game close. You look at the Denver and Jets game yesterday, which was absolutely pathetic. 8 fumbles, bro. 8 fumbles. 8. Denver loses off of a strip fumble and a return for a touchdown with 33 seconds left to go. Well, I think, the Jets, I think it was Hall that got that off of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has just dropped the absolute utter dog shit. Pure trash now. Pure trash. This is the area of football I put the Commanders in. We shouldn't be neck and neck Sunday against the Commanders, bruh. That's a 10-point win. That's a 10-point win victory minimum. If we shooting from behind in the fourth quarter, something is going on. And we're better than this. Honestly, we were better than what we were yesterday. And people say, well, man, you know, Marcus, you're being overcritical, bruh. You're being overcritical, man. Give these guys a break. Listen, I live under the code of the Mamba mentality. Kobe didn't celebrate after every win until he was holding up the chip. Man, I remember there was one press conference. I think it was in the playoffs. It was post game, and the Lakers had just won. And a reporter was asking Kobe, son, I'm paraphrasing. You don't seem happy. And Kobe was stone faced. And Kobe was like, we ain't won 4 yet. Even though they just came off a dub. Kobe was not satisfied. The job ain't done. You look at all the great players, fam. They're about domination. Not just barely skating by. Your QB1 has a good game. Great. You're going to have to duplicate it playing what? This game to me is going to tell me all I need to know. You got some people waiting for Ritter to go on the road. No. You need to dominate this game. Washington's there for the taking. I just watched Chicago beat the brakes off of them, bruh. Chicago is imploding. We got more weapons than Chicago. We got a better defense. Go out, smash this team at home, man. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Let's quit playing with these teams. I call games like we're playing the equivalent of playing with your food. Because even though we got the game-winning touchdown or the game-winning field goal, that could have easily went another way. And now all of a sudden, we're not really talking about Desmond Ritter's good to great game. We're talking about how the hell did we lose to the Texans at home? I'm past seeing this team be mediocre, fam. I'm past that. 100 mil on the defense. You give Lindstrom and McCary contracts. McCary goes out. I think Norman comes in and to me takes his job because McCary, I don't know what the hell he's been doing. Listen, fam, I don't know why they gave that boy that money. Jake Matthews been slipping. Dahlman, I don't know what the fuck Dahlman's doing. But we're way too talented as a team to be playing at the level. Even yesterday, we should have slapped the shit out of the Texans, bruh. The way this defense was holding up. I listened to CJ Stroud's post game yesterday, and shout out to CJ Stroud, man. That is a kid who has his head on right. And he was talking about, we played them basically the same way they played us. We loaded the box on a lot of plays. He talked about, and he was seeing the coverage. You know, we were in a Tampa 2 on third down. You know, they play some type of robber look. And he was like, listen, I feel like I was seeing the play. I was seeing the defense. And credit to him. But that just means our defense was that much better. He was seeing it and still couldn't do nothing. So while some people are ready to celebrate a Super Bowl win based off the win against the Texans yesterday, bro, to me, that was supposed to happen. Let me get to some of this stuff, man. Millie, what's going on? He says, Marcus, that whole time consuming run the ball mentality Arthur Smith believes in. I get running the clock, man, but he's playing shades of a West Coast offense, and San Francisco wants to run the ball too. The difference is they put up points. I think where we're failing miserably is not putting up points. You see the teams that are doing it right now, they almost unbeatable. You look at teams like Miami. You look at San Francisco. These are high-powered offenses, and I could argue from a playmaking standpoint, we got kind of the same weapons. And we ain't got no goddamn Tyreek Hill. Nobody does. But you take aside every other skill position, top to bottom, we matching that. You look at San Francisco. They got Christian McCaffrey. We have Bijan. And Bijan's a damn rookie. You look at Kittle. We got Kyle Pitts. You look at Ayuk, which Ayuk is a dog. He didn't show up yesterday, but we got Drake London. We got Cordell Patterson. And you can give an argument that two of these guys aren't 100%. Kyle Pitts isn't 100%, and Cordell Patterson isn't 100%. You can make the argument for that. But we have to build on points. And I'm going to talk about that Friday. I'm going to have a new segment on my channel on Friday called The Huddle. We basically just going to go over the keys to winning the game. No hate, no nothing. But family, we have to keep a damn level head. You got some folks jumping off the porch. I told you so. How y'all haters feel. It's like, y'all act like this guy just didn't come off of two miserable fam. Not only was the fan base calling this guy terrible, everybody was calling him terrible. Greeny was talking about, hey, y'all need to trade for Justin Fields right the fuck now. Why? Because other fan bases see this team being built and constructed to win right now. This ain't a rebuild. So if other fan bases can see this, why are we struggling to see it? I ain't. It's a 10-win ball club minimum this year. No excuses. I'm over on the Texans side of things yesterday. Damn near every one of those fans was like, we should have won that game. I saw one person comment and say they made Desmond Ridder, and they were talking about the Texans defense. They made Desmond Ridder look like Tom Brady. Now, people will listen to this video and be turned off by it. Man, we just won. We just won. Why is this dude over here venting and ranting about, man, y'all ain't never satisfied with nothing. I remember saying week 1, our passing looked like trash. And there were some people that looked right past it. Man, we won the game. Y'all complain about anything. Come week 3 and week 4, they're complaining about the exact same thing. that guys like me and other guys talked about week 1. Also, I'm not into mediocrity. I have the Mamba mentality. So looking forward, Washington, that's not a winnable game. Y'all, that's a win. All right, let's see. Nathan says, we have a playoff caliber defense. This offense got to come along. Agreed. Ahmad, what's going on, fam? He says, overall, good game for the team, but this should have happened. Better performance by Ritter. Still got questions on Arthur's play calling, but I need to see consistent play on offense to be sold. Yeah, I think that's the overarching comment. Honestly, my number, and I'm a numbers guy, but in a different way. Some people break down stats, which is fine. I think stats get a lot of people in trouble because you can find a good stat for everything, right? I'm a numbers guy in the sense because I'm offensive minded. I've stated that Kyle Pitts needs to have a minimum of 80 plus yards a game. Reason being, that keeps the defenses honest. You look at the Kansas City formula. Outside of Travis Kelce, they really don't got no dogs at wide receivers. Some of those guys are leaving their hands in the locker room. Kadarius Toney. But some kind of way, Kelce still gets his numbers. Now, I will give Arthur Smith some credit on this. Yesterday, they made a definite decision to get Kyle Pitts involved. And it low-key made Desmond Ridder a lot better because of that. Because now teams have to focus in on Kyle Pitts. Now, all of a sudden, what do you see? See Drake London, one-on-one in man coverage, getting a 50-50 ball. You see John O. Smith getting in on the action. There's a Scotty Miller sighting, which he should be playing a lot more in the slot. But when you get your main thing involved, your main guy involved, it makes it easier for everybody. Look at damn Miami. Look at how many players are eating off the fact that they have to focus so much on Tyreek Hill. Look at me, how many other players are eating. I got Jalen Waddle on my fantasy roster 2 years straight because Tyreek Hill is on the team. I'm like, Waddle gonna eat sooner or later. And that whole 8 in the box, Now we got to back one of our guys off, man, because we got to focus on this dude. I'm not asking for Kyle Pitts to have 150, 200 yards. 80 is the number. And now I'm seeing people talk about the 9 to 8 connection. I've been screaming this all year. Once he gets that connection with Kyle Pitts, it's going to be hard on defenses. And again, you can argue Kyle Pitts is not 100%. I'll concede to that. But bare minimum, 80 yards, bare minimum. And watch everybody. You saw it yesterday. Dez hit 10 different receivers. That's 3 away from Matt Ryan in 2016. The game where Matt Ryan hit 13 different receivers. When everybody's getting busy, fam, it's hard for a defense to stop them. Sorry. But hopefully, this is the turnaround game. Because even though people will scream to you all day That's my quarterback. Hold on for a second. That's my quarterback. I told y'all. In all honesty, he's all our quarterback because we fans of the team. So saying things like that honestly make no sense to me. That's my QB1. He's all our quarterback, for better or for worse. I want to see Desmond Ridder have a good game because I want to win. Millie says, and even if he has a good follow-up game against Washington, he needs to do it again. I won't be sold till he airs out the Aints. Sunday is really, this might be the most important game of the season. One, because I know Washington is a dub. I know that. That's a dub. And Desmond Ridder showed out against what some people will say is a good Houston Texans team. Again, fool's gold. They're not making it to the playoffs this year. They might not make it next year. Now, let me say this, and this is a little off book. I hope they give DeMeco Ryans enough time to build the Houston Texans, because we know the Houston Texans have a track record. Well, NFL as a whole has a track record of not giving black head coaches the same rope they give white head coaches. Proof? I remember what happened to Lovie Smith in Tampa Bay. They didn't give Lovie no time. And the team was trash when he got there. They didn't give him no time. Fired him, hired one of our piss poor offensive coordinators. And I think they gave him like 3 years. So I hope they give DeMeco, because I like DeMeco Ryans. I actually like what they're doing out there in Houston. But that was a dub before they even stepped foot there. My mentality is this. If you're cool with mediocrity, then yesterday's win will feel like a playoff win. But if you're striving for success and greatness, that was a mandatory dub. That's how I look at that. That was a mandatory dub. Before the season started, I'm like, ain't no way in hell Houston gonna come in here and beat us. No. That's a W. So yesterday was like, that was expected. Just like next Sunday. That's expected. I'm not one of these guys that's going to jump on here and hold people's hands. You know, we just have to realize, man, you know, this guy, he's coming along. You know, this is a process. No, that ain't what we were sold in the offseason. So I'm not about to be sold it now. And even if that's the argument, in trying to compare franchise quarterbacks to what Desmond Ridder is doing, that's off the books. That's off the table. You can't talk to me about Joe Burrow having a bad game, Josh Allen, because you can't compare him to those quarterbacks. Those are franchise quarterbacks. You have to start judging Desmond Ridder on rookie quarterbacks. You can't have it both ways. So we have to start judging Desmond Ridder off of C.J. Stroud, the boy out there in Indiana who got put out the game again yesterday. You got to start comparing him to them. So when people say, well, Josh Allen had a bad game yesterday, man, y'all too hard on that. You can't compare. No, you can't say that and then say this is his night start. No. This man will get judged on a rookie scale. But this team is better than 7-9 or 7-10 now. They're better than 7 wins. Yep, Bryce Young. Appreciate that, Charles. And fam, look at people think our fan base is so overcritical. Look at what they doing to this boy in Carolina. They clearly in a rebuild, bruh. They talking about, man, Bryce Young ain't the guy, too small. Man, we picked way too hot, man. I don't know, man. Even the Panthers fans are giving this kid work. They ain't got nobody in Carolina. Who they got in Carolina, bruh? So for people that think that being critical, I'm critical because I want this team to be great. Fam, I literally put my life on the line for this team. And had to learn how to watch football differently because of that. This team, as it's currently built, is a 10-win playoff-ready team now. I'm not basing them on the same level as I'm basing Carolina. We way better than Carolina, bro. And truth be told, we're low-key better than the teams that beat us. Now, some argue Jacksonville beat Buffalo. So maybe that ain't a bad loss. Seemed like Jacksonville has a good time over there in London, by the way. They had back-to-back games over there. They always in London. Eldrick says, we need a wide receiver coach. I was at the game yesterday, and these boys don't know how to sell routes for shit. All right, man, listen. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. Marcus says the Falcons will beat Washington by 14. To me, it needs to be a decisive win. It can't be down to the wire. Because this team don't deserve to be down to the wire, fam. They don't. They don't. This is a team you beat and get them the fuck up out of there. Not looking at our play sheet with 2:14 left in the fourth quarter and we need some heroics. No, this is a team you beat the brakes off of. They there to be beat. They there to be beat. So let me say this. I firmly think that what really helped Desmond Ridder as far as seeing everything. I mean, Desmond was doing stuff that he wasn't really doing in the previous games. The hard count, again, that works on a team like Houston because, again, Houston isn't as good as people think they are. They had 2 hot games. Well, they've been scoring, but they had 2 hot games and then came back down to reality. You even had Houston Texans fans talking about, yeah, they need to temper expectations. It was a good run. Even they know not to get too up on this team because they're in a rebuild. But I think what really, really helped Desmond Ridder one was the tight end work. I think Jonnu is getting a lot of time because Jonnu is a blocking tight end. Even the catch that Pruitt caught for 22 yards started out as a chip. And he was actually low-key on the ground. Got up, ran a route, wide open. So tight ends are a best friend to a rookie quarterback. That's why Kyle Pitts shouldn't have anything less than 80 yards. You got to get your playmakers involved, man. You have to. I think San Francisco's keys to success, I've said this all along, even though I apologized to Brock Purdy a couple weeks ago. Purdy's playing lights out. But one of the reasons he's been able to play lights out is they got that boy behind him, Christian McCaffrey, who, my God, can do everything. But you see what happens when you're able to use your weapons efficiently. Now, this ain't on Ritter. A lot of this can be on Arthur Smith and his play calling. But I think, and I'm going to give credit to Arthur Smith yesterday. I think what he did correctly was he went back to the drawing board and he said, you know what? I have to start playing to this guy's strengths. Because he's not running my offense the way I would want him to run it. So let me move him out of the pocket. Let me give an RPO look on a couple of plays. Let me put two tight ends in there for a second. Let him see some bigger targets. Build his confidence up. And you saw it as the game continued to go on. Even though the offense was stalling, you can clearly see Desmond was seeing the field a lot better. Now, again, this is the Texans, and their defense played them pretty much one way the whole game, even on the game-winning drive. You had Texans fans talking about, why did we not pressure this guy? Why? But by that time, Desmond was seeing everything. But I expect greatness out of this team. Nothing less. We've had 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Fam, we've had years of mediocrity. I ain't with it no more. This team is capable of, especially with this defense right now. You got to grab hold of this. This defense is playing lights out. I think when I checked one website, they had the Falcons at 12 overall defense. And what did I say last year? I said if this defense is, top 15, it's 10 wins easy. I wasn't expecting this offense to be this putrid. But now it's up to Arthur Smith to really start game planning for this offense. You play to Desmond Ritter's strengths, not yours. Move him out of the pocket. Some of these plays, if you actually see some of the breakdown, one thing I realize is when Ritter is in motion and he can buy some time. He did this in week 2 against the Packers, where he rolled out to his right and he hit Kyle Pitts for like 20, 21, 22 yards. It got called back for a holding penalty. I forget who the hell that was on. It might have been Lindstrom. I forgot who the hell it was on. But when he actually has time to kind of make a window, he can deliver a shot. But for me, the best positions to put him in, no more 5 and wide. No more 5 wide. No more. No more empty. No more. Have somebody behind him or right to the side of him. You always want to keep that threat of either a run play or the running back kind of wiggling out, getting into the flat or something like that. You always want an empty outlet, an escape valve of sorts. That's what made Matt Ryan so great in 2016. Matt Ryan always had somewhere to go with the ball, even if they wanted to go deep and it just wasn't there. He had a dump off. And he had 2 running backs that were good receiving backs. So you kind of need an escape valve for Desmond Ridder, where when all else fails, he's got a guy he can dunk off to. You have to make this game easy. Since now we're finally coming to the conclusion he's in his rookie season. You have to make this easy for a rookie. Build his confidence up to where he feels like, okay, I can actually throw this. Some of those throws that now one critique I'm gonna give Desmond Ridder is this man was throwing some dangerous ass passes. I don't like throwing into double, sometimes triple coverage, bruh. Because if you're throwing into double and triple, that tells me something. Somebody else open. So he's still not seeing the whole entire field. But hopefully this is the game that gets him over the hill, because listen, I get it. He's your quarterback. That's my quarterback. That's my team. I'm a bit different. That's my team. And he's part of that team. I want to see Desmond excel. If this is the guy for the rest of the damn season, okay, fine. Let's rock. Let's see. Jack says, what's up, fam? Didn't see you were on this morning. Got to start this ish from the beginning. Yeah, it was a preemptive, man. I'm gonna start doing a Monday and a Friday show also. Eldrick says Des got the ball quicker yesterday. Now with some plays where he held longer than he should, but overall he pulled when he should have. I agree with that. Charles says somebody said after breaking down the plays that Ridder was more accurate behind center than shotgun because of his feet work. Here's what I would say. Arthur Smith wants to play run, play action over the top. Right? He's got the runner. The problem is for the last 3 weeks, teams have been stacking the box. So they're expecting run. I think putting him in shotgun gives him more time to assess the situation. And if you got a running back to the right or the left of him, it gives him the opportunity to just hand the ball off to them. Now, going against Washington, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want to. So again, this isn't me ragging on my team. Y'all know I've been down for this team forever. Rain, sleet, snow, whether we play bad or whether we play good, I was always on that day, even going back to my Facebook days. Right? But this team is built the way that it's constructed as of now. We're built to win. This is not a rebuild. We're built to win. So I expect wins. Again, if you go into this with the expectation of, hey man, a win is a win, fine. But I have a Mamba mentality in me, man. I want to dominate these teams. And we have the pieces to do it. You'll take the win all day long. I don't think I ever heard Kobe complain about a win. Ever. But I have heard him say we could play a lot better. We got to get better. Never satisfied with it. Fam, prime example of this. There is a viral moment where Kobe, God rest his soul, man. Kobe was on the Jimmy Kimmel show. And the Lakers in the post game, I think they had just won a game. They were mediocre to terrible mediocre at best, right? And they were celebrating the win, right? And Kobe just sitting there stone-faced, bruh. And Jimmy Kimmel asked him, he was like, what do you think about that? And Kobe just had this look. It was almost a look of disgust. They won the game. And Kobe just sitting there like, don't mean nothing. That's what the face looked like. It didn't mean nothing. Now, basketball is different than football. I get that. But I'm not jumping off the porch celebrating like we just won a playoff game against a team that I had us beating the brakes off of at the beginning of the season. I expected this. So moving forward, I'm expected against Washington too. But what I will be eyeing is how this offense starts to respond. Is this offense starting to gel? Because this is an improvement over 7 points last week and 6 points the week before. Now you put up 21 points at home. So now I'm looking at, okay, can you duplicate this again against Washington? And furthermore, can you do it on the road? See, a lot of people are holding off reservation until he does this on the road. I'm actually kind of giving Desmond a break here. I'm like, now, if I see you produce in Washington, okay. But some people are like, nah. Till you win at the house, or till you win away from the house, I ain't sold. Again, I don't care if we beat Washington 80-0. I won't be impressed until Desmond leads us to a victory on the road. See, a lot of people are a lot stricter on him than I am. But we can't regress now. If yesterday was his coming out party, I don't want to see another bum ass game like the last 2 weeks. Now, can he be afforded to have in a bad game? In my humble opinion, not when people talking about benching you, such as myself. You got to get a couple of good to great ones in before you can have another piss poor performance like that. You rattle off 4 or 5 wins, that would put us at 8 wins for the season. I can chalk it off to, man, bad game. You have a bad one against Washington, bro. You on the bench. And Arthur Smith's still on the hot seat. This is how important this game is. Because fans are showing up. Fans were amped about this team before the season started. That's why you hear fans booing. Because they're like, this ain't what we signed up for, bruh. Man, we the only team that boos our team at home. Man, are you tweaking? Are you tweaking? Did you not? Have you not seen a Denver game at all this year, bruh? Them fans have clocked out on the team. We 5 weeks in. They done clocked out on the team, bruh. There's a guy. I'm gonna give him a shout out, man. My channel's small as hell. His channel's huge. But I just want y'all to go look at his channel just to get a glimpse of how other fan bases react to their team. His channel is called The Good Sports. He has a video that it's funny. It's funny because it's constant. It's the new worst game in Broncos history. It's the same thing every fucking week. Go over there and check out how he get busy on his team. Bro, their team's suffering. There are fan bases that are suffering, and they committed to him. They committed to Russell Wilson. They just gave this man $200 million. They committed to him. For this year, at least. They might get up off of him next year. So don't tell me that Falcons fans aren't real fans because they don't get behind the quarterback, or, if we win a game, y'all always complaining. Just be happy with the W. Says no great player ever. Teams be giving, man, look at the Jets, bruh. Aaron Rodgers goes out 4 plays into the season. Jets fans are already on Twitter. Season over. Grand opening, grand closing. Season over. Now we got to endure Zach Wilson. And then they talking to Robert Saleh. Bruh, you got to get somebody in here, bruh. We can't deal with this guy. We can't do it. Look at what happened to Zach Wilson last year, bruh. Our fan base, man, if you go and look at some of these fan bases, bro, our fan base is pretty tame. Look at the Cowboys fan base right now. Man, I can't believe we paid Dak all this money for this extension, bro. Dak got us out here looking like pure bums. And this was against arguably the best team in the league. What's going on, Steve? Says Mark is the voice of reason. Need that consistency from Ritter and the team. Need a good winning streak to satisfy the masses. I'm still not subscribing to Desmond Digest yet. Yeah, man. Listen. You get yesterday. I don't think yesterday quieted or silenced anybody. It just made us take a step back for a second. You lose against Washington, we're gonna be taking 5 steps forward, though. So this is like if you see somebody get into a fight and they punching the other person, and then you got like 2 people that pull that person off of the dude. It's kind of like that. You pulled some of the fan base up off of Desmond Ritter. But if we lose against Washington, you're gonna see us jump right back on top of them. You got to have a 4-5 win, and it's family. It's doable. It's doable. The next couple of games are doable. What's going on, What's going on, Quintez? He says, I just got in here and you yelling. What I miss? Oh, man. You'd have to go back to the beginning. I'm going to get off here because I've been running for about an hour and 7 minutes. But yeah, man, listen. I expect greatness out of this team. I don't expect mediocrity. 10 wins is the bar. That's the minimum. Anything less than 10 wins for me is a failure. Reason being is we should have won 10 last year. And that team, in comparison, is not even close to the team we got now. You can make an argument. The defense kind of came on in the final 4 or 5 games. There's 17 games through a season, and the defense was ranked 27th last year. Defense is clearly better this year. Clearly. This year, it had a thousand yard halfback that honestly was a pleasant mistake, because Algier, when the season started, should have never saw the field as the way the roster was constructed. Cordell Patterson was the RB1, Damian Williams was the RB2, Algier was the RB3, and Huntley was on the practice squad. So I had everything played out the way that it played out. You're not really seeing Algier. That was a pleasant mistake, or a pleasant surprise. I ain't gonna call it a mistake because, you know, injuries happen and stuff like that. But now you got this boy wearing 7. I don't know if y'all have seen this commercial, man. It stuck with me. It stuck with me for years, at least 20. Helmet. I'm gonna tell him myself now. When I watch the game, I actually talk to the TV. And I talk to the TV constantly. So Hellman's had this honey Dijon mustard that they called Dijonnaise, right? I remember it because the commercial, I couldn't tell you the words to the song, but I could tell you when they like got to the apex of the song, that 2 words or 4 words stuck with me my whole life. So every time Bijan scores a touchdown or does something incredible, I holler, Bijonnaise. I holler that now. You got this stud who's probably going to be rookie of the year. No doubt about that. But every time he makes a good play, Bijonnaise. Man, if people were actually in the house watching me watch the game, they think I was absolutely crazy. Because when Drake caught that pass yesterday, I was mimicking Drake London in this room. I literally jumped up, start pumping my chest like I caught the ball. But there's so much promise I see in this team, man. That's why I hold them accountable. You know, some may say, hey, man, you're a little overcritical. Maybe. But that's because I expect the best out of this team every single solitary Sunday. And you know, the trip part is, before the season started, when the media would talk about us, they were actually excited about our team. When we went on that 2-game losing skid, media was like, what the hell has happened to the Atlanta Falcons? Where's this offense that we were promised? So yeah, Washington, I don't want to see no dogfight. I don't want to see no dogfight, fam. I'm sorry. I don't want to see a dogfight. They're playing here. Desmond's coming off of his best game. Offense looked in sync outside of getting in the damn end zone. Clean up the turnovers. You had time of possession. You held the ball 35 damn minutes. That's almost a damn half of football. Clean up the penalties. Punch Dahlman every time he makes them. Just punch him. I don't think you can get a penalty against your own team. If Dahlman makes a bad decision and you punch him, I don't think the refs would throw the flag. At least I've never seen that. I could be wrong. Lindstrom coming along. Arguably had his best game last week. Didn't really hear too much from him this week. McCary, I don't know what that situation is going to be, but if he's not playing Sunday, I'm fine. I'm absolutely cool with that. And let's get this team up out of here, man. Let's get them up out of here. If we lose to Washington, and my percentages for losing to Washington is like 3%. If we lose to Washington, bro, there are going to be some questions that need to be answered. And I mean ASAP. This is how winnable this game is. You can argue CJ Stroud coming in after being an absolute dog for the last 2 weeks. And we lose to them. Hey, man, they hot right now. They hot. That boy's the goods. No, Washington ain't nothing hot about Washington. Nothing. Get him up out of here, bro. Scooter says line looked a little better once McGarry got out the paint. I think everybody noticed that. So yeah, if he's out, hey, listen, man, get that worked on, fam. Take as much time as you need to. Take as much time as you need to, bro. Oh, they said 2 weeks? Take three. You still gonna get paid. Take 3 weeks off. Sam Howell up there playing like booty. They don't like, but yeah. Sam Howell made a couple of good throws in the fourth quarter when the game was just absolutely out of hand. I'd be damned. And listen, I got all the confidence in the world in the defense. More confidence than I have in recent years, because we used to let rookie QBs come in here and look like Joe Montana. One game I'll never in my life, this will probably be etched in my memory. We let Geno Smith come in here and just absolutely ball out. I'll never forget that game, bro. Defense was cheeks. And I'm like, y'all just gonna let Geno Smith come in here and do this, bro? Really? Now, Geno looking good now, but this is after years of being on the bench and other teams. But we let that guy come in here and be great, man. I'll never forget that game, fam. Never. Steve says, before you break out your quick thoughts on the defense, please. Like I said earlier, I was on a website. I think they had our defense ranked 12. Which, to be honest, fam, if you look at the fact that our defense is not getting sacks and is still relegating teams to under 24 points, is incredible. Now they're getting pressure. They're just not taking the quarterback. The teams cannot run on us. D. Alford made an incredible play on a run. And I was like, bruh. I mean, it's like the dude was shot out of a cannon. D. Alford made a couple of good plays yesterday. Akuta's doing his thing. A.J. Terrell got beat, as far as I saw, on one play. That was the first down crosser, and he got the tackle after. Jesse Bates dropped a pick six. That was a pick six. Boy was going to the house. This defense is, fam, the only reason we won this game, if we being one thou wow, is because of the defense, and they held up for as long as they could. Man, if that was our 2019 defense, we losing that game, bro. This defense has played lights out like this all year. Even in the games that we lost, 2 blown coverages. The Detroit game, man, that defense kept us in it as long as they could. Our offense was just that terrible. But I don't see if they didn't make CJ Stroud look like a superhero, I don't see them letting Sam Howell look like a superhero. Sam Howell's probably thrown 2 picks Sunday. 2. Defense is flying around. You can't really run on us. The secondary is playing awesome. On the 2 plays, I would say AJ got burned for. One, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in the Jacksonville game because he probably thought that ball wasn't even going to be thrown. But he had another play where he clearly got blown and got called for a pass interference. That turned out to be a great play because I think they didn't even get points off of that. But I'm sitting here like Washington dog food. But his defense should be snacking on him. And even though we lack the sacks, we're getting the pressures. CJ had to come out of the pocket a couple times yesterday. So, again, man, I think this defense is the real deal. I think they're the goods. And my number, I said yesterday, my number for the offense is 24. If you can get 24 points, that is 3 touchdowns and a field goal. You should be able to win the majority of these games coming up. Because this defense is holding teams to under that. And we're finding out Detroit might be serious. Held them to 20. I forgot who they beat yesterday. They beat the absolute dog shit out of them. He put up 40. That's why I'm on this offense's ass right now. Because you can't blame the defense for Nathan. Nothing. Well, man, you know they gave up that touchdown, man, in 4th quarter. Finally. It took them 4 quarters to get it. Truth be told, that touchdown should have even mattered because we should have been stomping the dog shit out of Houston. But what would happen? Offense have a good drive. Penalty. Holding. 20 yards. Take us completely out of it. Offense has a good drive. What happens? Bijan fumbles. Jonnu Smith fumbles. Jonnu Smith has a 3rd down where the ball's right there in his hands, and he's got potential for yak. Drops it. Offense was stalling for 3 quarters. Defense said, hey, man, don't worry about it. We got y'all. Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, y'all be back out. Y'all be back out on the field in a minute. They had 2 turnovers in our territory. We only gave up 3 points. Oh, they beat Carolina. Okay. So, yeah, fam. I expect greatness. I done said that I don't know how many times. I expect greatness out of this team. And so the crazy part is, outside of the fan base, so does everybody else. That's why they're sitting here worrying what's going on with us. That's why when you look at other fan bases and they talk about us, they're like, y'all got a quarterback problem. But when we talk about the quarterback, it's, hey, he only had 9 starts. Why y'all hating? So like I said, man, sometimes we need to step out of the Falcons bubble and see how other fan bases see us. Because I'm telling you, and I give this guy a shout out again before I get up out of here. Oh, before anything, y'all tune in to Uncle Steve's Lounge, Mad Mike Sports, ATL Bird Gang, Atlanta Falcons Nation, think there's Smitty Sports Machine. There's a couple more that I'm missing too. Tune in to all, because they all have different perspectives, man. And again, I respect all of them. But before I get out of here, this is my homework assignment for you guys. Right? Go check out the channel called The Good Sports. I think it's all one word. And just he uploaded a video yesterday called the new worst game. It's getting so long. He just says fuck it. Right? Because every week the Broncos find a way. Oh, how could I forget the birdcage? How could I forget the birdcage? Check that out too, fam. I think the next time he's going live is Thursday. So check that out also. But yeah, just get a different perspective on a fan of another team. You almost feel his pain, fam. But there are other teams. The Giants. The Jets. Look at some of these other fan bases, bruh. They going in on a team. Look at, bruh. Check out the Giants. Now they just paid Daniel Jones, bruh. You got the fan base already calling for his head. I don't know why y'all paid him $150 million, bro. I just simply don't get it. So it's okay. It's okay to be critical of your team, especially if you love them. I've always said this. If you're a Falcons fan, there's no such thing as being a bandwagon fan. Falcons fans are about the most loyal fans that are out there. We haven't won a Super Bowl. Matter of fact, we have the worst Super Bowl appearance in the history of Super Bowls. So if you're a Falcons fan, man, you got every right to be critical. And in all honesty, you have every right to stand up for the team how you see fit. What I'm saying with this video is just keep a level head. Because to me, we did what we were supposed to do yesterday. So I'm not jumping off the porch. That's expected. Mamba mentality. You don't go ham on the team you're supposed to beat. You don't pop champagne bottles on the team you're supposed to beat. For me, the champagne comes out when this team this year makes the playoffs, because that's what I expect from this team. I'm not expecting a Super Bowl from this team this year. Playoffs, mandatory. So that's when the champagne to come out. Because I'm like, okay, mission accomplished. We'll build on it next year. So with that being said, fam, I'm up out of here. Y'all have yourselves a good week. We will reconvene Friday. We'll all get in here and huddle and literally go through the game plan. Kind of similar to what the Falcons are doing now. We'll go over the game plan on what we should do for Washington, how we beat them, and we'll even look at some of the good things that Washington does. So, and I'll even let you guys, trust me, I'll be reading a lot of the comments on Friday, because I'll let you guys come in and give your keys to how we beat Washington also. So with that being said and done, fam, I'm out of here. I will see you guys Friday.